The views, comments, and opinions of the following program do not necessarily reflect those of Morris Media Studios, MorrisMediaLive.com, or its affiliates. Listener discretion is advised.
Fly motherfucker named Mellroz, big shape heroes. He went from nothing to something, niggas keep frontin'. Play in the background, hop on the whack rappers, push this shit back down. Mellroz and he back now. He ain't ever been nowhere, but he back now. Like, nigga, what? Hey, you ever wonder what's going on tonight? I'll call my homie, man. I got dips on D-neck. Pick up, nigga. Pick up. This nigga on his own. Fuck it, I'm dolo. Jumping on my whip, phone on flip. Shit about to start buzzing before I leave my hip. Hello, what's up? Now I'm headed to the club. I got a bunch of bitches with me, they all want to bust. I got two on each arm, chain with no charm. Shake a nigga hand, $100 in palm. Full of toolie on me, I'm feeling kinda pockish. Liquor in her throat, yeah, that's a rock, bitch. I stand on tables so I can feel taller like. Y'all niggas throw money to feel baller. I don't dance, I clap. Bitches get low, models on my powder. They scraping the dollars off the flow. Here we go, bump and blow. Shit about to get stupid, you already know. It's a birthday, I'm about to take flight. It's a party, I'ma let you rock the mic. I'ma let you rock the mic. Best night of your life, baby, rock the mic.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. We don't have Melvin with us this morning, actually. So it's actually only the 2.5 Kings today. It's me.
Yes.
My pops.
That's a fact.
And his gut. His gut is with us. You can't really see it under the table, but he's here. He's here. He's with us. You feel me?
That's where we're going with it today, huh?
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
The gut buster. That's cool.
We don't have too many of these moments anymore, actually, where it's just me and you feel me? Where we just get to talk.
That is a fact. We are now surrounded by a lot more people.
But
all the time.
That doesn't matter. It's just always me and you feel me?
That's what I could dig, man.
You can dig it.
You're one of my firstborn sons.
I am.
You know what I mean?
What does that mean to a father? Like, because my mom say that all the time. She's like, "You my firstborn son," so she be all in my face every time I see her, and I don't appreciate that sometimes. But you know,
I mean, to me, it's like it's something that words can't really describe. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things where, I mean, fathers know this. Like when you get that boy, it's just something that comes over. You just got all of these ideas that you think you're going to pour into him, like, oh, he going to be like this, and I'm going to, you know what I mean? So
I know exactly what you mean, because when I think about having a kid, yeah. I already know, like, I want my son to be like this. Like, he going to be fly, he going to be swaggy, he going to have all the females. His hair going to be nice.
His hair going to be nice?
Yeah, I got nice hair.
You're going to have a Mexican, huh?
No, I have nice hair as an African American.
What is nice hair to you? What does that mean?
My hair is wavy and curly by itself, like naturally. So
that's nice.
That's hair? Nice hair to me. Like if my son was to come out with like, who has bad hair? Langston hair.
Langston has bad hair.
Like I would be upset.
Langston's hair is wavy and. Come on, man, knock it off.
You
all have the same grade of hair. You know who has good hair in the bunch? Oliver. If anybody was to be able to claim good hair, I think it would be Oliver and possibly Stockton. Stockton has a nice Carl Kanai type. He got the Carl Kanai type hair. You got like good.
I got when it's cut. You feel me?
Yeah.
And I get why y'all don't cut my hair no more because y'all be jealous. Like Mell can't get waves. Your waves ain't that crazy.
Come on, man. Knock it off.
They ain't that crazy.
Knock it off.
When I come around,
it's like,
yo, you got rip ties in his head. I get it though, but. Let's go into your weekend. I know you got some pretty big news to share with the people.
I do. This weekend was monumental for me. After leaving the show last week, I went out and bought an engagement ring.
Yes, he did.
Yes, I went straight to the jewelry store and purchased a wedding ring.
And I was upset. I was really mad because I thought I was going to be there to like
Get the ring.
Support you. You feel me?
You thought you were gonna get the ring, bro?
Boy, with like I'm your boy. Like, hey, you told me you was gonna do it, so I'm like, no, I want to be there. You know, to root you on.
I was having one of those moments, man. I don't know, fellas. I don't know if you ever been there. You had one of those moments. You was like, right now, I better pull the trigger. I'm never going to do it. I just something came over me, and I went down there and did the damn thing.
You did, man.
Yeah.
I was really mad. Like you called
You were
me.
really mad?
You called me like, hey, I'm not coming into work today. So I'm like, all right, it's Monday. Yeah. It's gonna be slow usually. So hey, that's cool. You feel me? You went, no, I don't remember the store you said you was at. She was like, it's like the engagement ring emporium or
That's
something.
That's a fact.
Oh my Lord.
That's a fact. Well, let me ask you this. And this is maybe a conversation we should have had a long time ago. Like, how do you feel about, one, your mother and I being divorced? Mm-hmm. Because I don't think it's something that we really talked about in depth. It just happened, and it kind of rolled over with everybody. Like, It
was one of those. It was like, one, I was intelligent enough to see that as an out to do, like, for schoolwork. Like, I threw that. I milked that situation.
Okay.
I milked it. I milked that. When I was in school, I'm like, my parents is getting divorced. Like, I don't know what's going on no more. My world is crumbling. My dad isn't here. Like, y'all don't even, I can't even go home and I can't sleep.
So you took that as a chance not to do homework.
Yeah, because my initial stance on it was, y'all relationship started before me, right. So it really don't got nothing to do with me. The fact that I was conceived within that relationship is just kind of like, it's just.
Actually, it had a lot to do with you. Actually,
it did.
In a way, it did.
In a way, it did. I understand.
It actually did. You were the determining factor for the pastor to come up to me and say, "So what you gonna do, Mel?" This is my marriage speech. So what you gonna do, Mel? You know you better marry that girl. She's having your baby, and it was you.
I know that part already. You feel me? But that really, I was like, it don't have nothing to do with me. You feel me? If y'all can get divorced, if y'all feel like that's what's best for the family and for your, for each other,
all right.
Who am I to, protest? You feel me? Like every relationship got beefs, and
right.
as as a son, I saw the beefs, so I was like, hey, if that's what y'all think is really gonna work, Kool-Aid. You feel me? The other boys, they was on some like,
they took it really hard.
They took it all in the chest, and I was like, what are y'all upset about? Like,
I think that's the hardest part about making the decision like that is because everybody is not going to be 100 with it. You don't really know how it's going to pan out, but ultimately you're looking for a peace within everybody, and trying to find that equal medium is very difficult, and it takes a lot of time and conversation. And sometimes talking to the boys, it's like they get it sometimes, and then sometimes they don't get it. You know what I'm saying? But hey,
I low-key figured that they was doing the same thing I was doing. You feel me? Just putting
milking
on
it. I think Stockton is. He's doing a great job at milking. He's that smart where he will actually do that. You know what I'm saying? Go to school and tell the teacher, this is what I'm going through. This is why I'm behind.
I know I haven't done my homework for the last 16 weeks. My parents are getting divorced, and it's been really tough at home. That's what I pulled. I knew that.
How do you feel about divorce ultimately? What does divorce mean to you?
You see, I can't imagine myself being married anytime soon.
Right.
You feel me? And once I am married, I would really I want to be so solid with my broad. That is.
There you go with this broad talk again.
He's keep it a whole. I've been listening to Iceberg Slim's The Pimp audiobook, and it's rubbed off on me.
I can see, because that's like
I've been start saying scratch.
That's like the third broad I've heard come out your mouth. Yeah, man. So if it was me and a broad, I'm like, what are you talking about? Who is this guy?
Scratch when I'm talking about money now. She ain't got the scratch on.
How did you get turned on to Iceberg Slim, bro? Where did that come from?
I actually I heard about him when I was maybe like 14, 15. I just heard about the book.
Who told you about the book?
I don't remember. I just remember like stumbling on it somehow.
Okay.
And then
you got the book at 14?
No, I didn't. I never read the book. I just heard about it. Like somebody was like, "Hey, you should read this. This is one of these books that you just need to read," basically. And when I first, heard about him, I was, whatever. I thought the name was super cool though, so I made that like my Instagram.
Iceberg Slim.
Iceberg Slim. I thought that was super duper duper cold.
That is cold.
That low key.
Anything with iceberg in it is cold.
That's what I'm saying. That's where wintertime's low key derived from.
Okay. That's a good spin on Iceberg Slim. I like that.
You feel me?
That's a good spin.
Yeah, just a little bit, but. I didn't end up reading the book until I was maybe in 11th grade, 12th grade, and I didn't finish the book. So now I'm finishing the book, and I'm starting to really grasp a lot of the messages that went over my head years ago.
How do you feel about pimping?
How do I feel about it?
Yeah. Because pimping is a very vicious, sometimes malicious occupation, and a lot of times pimping is highlighted in a way super fly, but like there's a real dark side to pimping that a lot of people don't, you know what I mean? They just talk about the glitz, the glamour, the yada yada yada. Yeah. But some pimps are extremely cold-blooded.
Yeah. Just reading the book, like you could just see like it's certain situations if you were to put yourself in, like, all right, this is what you have to do to get her to understand that you're not playing. Like you have to beat her up.
Wow. Okay, hold up.
That I'm just saying like what the book what
the book says. Okay.
Yeah.
If you had a chance to be a pimp, not that you would. What kind of pimp do you think you would be? Because there are different levels of pimp. You got like the brutal pimp.
It's brutal pimping. It's boyfriend pimping. You
seem like the boyfriend pimp to me.
I would probably be a boyfriend pimp. You feel me? Because I don't think I would be able to.
You seem like a boyfriend pimp.
I wouldn't be able to really like hit a girl.
I don't think you're supposed to hit a girl.
But I'm saying, of course.
But slap shit out of a bitch. Why you bullshit? All right, let me stop. That's not funny.
No, but yeah, I really don't think I would be able to do something like that. Like boyfriend pimping would probably be my lane. You feel me?
You would have a baby with your hoe? I
wouldn't have the game messed up. You feel me? But I wouldn't be like vicious. You know?
Right.
I just don't have that in me.
My uncle was a pimp for a short time, and our family took on this stigma because of that. You know what I mean? If you know the case with Oliver, that was a really big historical thing in LA. They had a big article, or they did a documentary on the Oprah Winfrey Network about the whole case, and my uncle was highlighted as a very vicious, malicious pimp, which come to find out he wasn't. And, you know what I mean, pimping has some, it runs through our family just a little bit. So when we start talking about that, like, it's a real touchy topic because, like, our family really was involved in the life a little bit, you know.
I do know. I actually watched that documentary, and I watched another one with Grandpa Melvin in it.
Yeah.
And he was speaking on the whole subject and everything. And I remember that really vividly. I remember calling the family like, yo, like.
I'm going to need you to talk up. I don't want you whispering at me.
That was my pimp voice. You feel me? That's
you're not going to get nothing accomplished with a hoe like that. Not with a whisper.
But yeah. So I learned about the book. I'm just now finishing it now. You feel me? So,
Iceberg Slim?
Iceberg Slim.
That's cool.
I'm considering reading his second book as well.
He has 2 books.
Yes, yeah, I think Trick Baby.
Trick
Baby is another one of his books.
It's just like when the hoe has a baby by the trick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm up on it.
You up on it? Yeah.
I'm up on it. Yeah. You was a trick baby. Just kidding. You walked me into that. That was for the gut thing.
For sure did.
That was for the gut. Hey, so today what I want to talk about primarily is I've been doing a little research on money, and something keeps coming up, and it is what wealthy people teach their kids that poor people do not teach their kids. And for a long time, I was struggling with the idea that there are different ways to teach your kids about money. Like, you just earn money. You go to work, and working is probably one of the most least important aspects of getting rich, but the most important at the same time, because you have to earn in order to create something. But it's what you do after you get the money that is most important. And a lot of times what we do as a people is we get our money and we spend it.
Yes, we do.
On anything, on everything, and we don't even invest it in our own communities. They say that black dollar stays in the neighborhood about 13 hours. White people keep their money in their neighborhood for days. Why do you think that is?
Why do I think white people keep money in their
Why do you think
longer?
black people do not keep their money in the hood? Why are we so quick to go spend with other people?
I mean, me personally, you feel me? I feel more comfortable around a white face when I'm spending my money because I don't feel like I'm going to get swindled.
Wow. Are you serious?
No, I'm just playing. I'm saying.
No, you serious?
I'm serious, man. I feel like most people do feel like that. You feel me? I feel like there is a lot of conning in the black community that we feel like we need to be watchful for, that we aren't when we are in Culver City.
That you can't make a legitimate purchase in your own neighborhood without feeling like you're getting conned?
A little bit, yeah.
Where do you think this idea comes from, son?
Being conned, you know. I feel
You've been conned before?
I feel like we've all been conned.
Give me an example of you being conned. You went to make a purchase and you were conned.
I was
in your community.
When the first time I was like, oh my God, I was played.
Yeah, when?
They played me. I was
Who was it, first of all?
It was
Who is they? Let's talk about they. Let's be specific.
A gentleman on the street. He was selling necklaces. Me, I've always been a liker of small necklaces, you feel me? I like a small Figaro chain. You feel me? I learned that's just my piece. And I'm 14 though. You feel me? I don't know anything about gold. I don't know anything about it. I'm just like, hey, you know, I got a couple dollars. I got 45 on me. Like, what could I get basically?
At 14, you have $45. You must have went in my wallet.
No.
Went in my wallet. Where'd you get $45 from?
$45 is not real money at 14.
Wow.
$45 is like one PlayStation game or a toy, but
you don't have a job. Where'd you get the $45? Let's talk about the con man. Let's stick on that.
We're gonna drill me for the $45.
No, I feel like I got con
4 years ago.
I feel like I got con.
If you did, you just. But so he's basically like, nah, man, this chain is actually like $200, $300, you know, but I'll give it to you for 40. You know,
since you got 45, I'll let you keep 5.
You a youngin', you know, I like you. I'll let you keep it for the 40. I'm like, you know, all right, for sure. Like, hey, I just got a $200 chain for $40. Like, I was feeling.
Did he burn it in front of you? Like, it's real gold. Look, I'm burning it.
No.
Nothing.
I didn't.
He
played me like I was 14. Like, I didn't know nothing about jewelry.
How did the whole transaction come about? Were you walking down the street and he like, hey, it's Linnae. Linnae.
He was going to, this is back when we was living on Century.
Okay.
We was going to McDonald's. The McDonald's is up there on Century. Just walking, you know, it's up the street. And he was right there and he was just like, basically just flashing him like, I got chains, yada, yada, yada. And I was like, oh, you know, I want a chain. I would really like a chain, actually.
Yeah, looks like the perfect place to buy it, right here in front of the liquor store.
In Los Angeles, you never know what deals you're going to just, you know, stumble upon. You feel me? But that's besides the point. I was young. I was naive. You feel me? So he swung me out my little $40, and like maybe a week after that, the chain was like doo-doo brown.
That was a brass chain.
It was bad. It was.
It's a brass chain.
It was nasty.
That's the chains I used to sell when I was 14.
You feel me? So
we used to sell those chains at 14. You should go downtown and ask. We buy the brass chain from one place, and then you go to a different place and have them stamp the 14 karat Italy inside the chain, and then you put it on your neck, and then you just wait for the old dudes to come around and try to buy it off you. You got reverse swindled. That's
I
cold.
did. Nobody ever put me onto that game. So,
but does that qualify as not doing good business in our neighborhood? Like you were dealing with somebody in front of a liquor store selling chains. Like is that? I don't think that's being conned. I think that's walking into some bullshit.
I walked into a con. You feel me? I walked into a con. He played me like I was an idiot, and he had an idiot in front of him. So he got me. He got my little money. You feel me? So after that, I really just was like, you know what? I'm only going to deal with what I believe is legit business. Mm-hmm. You feel me?
So now you feel like you have to go. So you would go to in front of a deli in a white neighborhood and feel much more comfortable making that kind of purchase?
I would need to be in a store with multiple items of jewelry in front of me that I could, feel comfortable around.
Could you do it in your neighborhood, though?
I could, yeah. But I would still feel like, you know what, maybe they could be selling these chains out the back. They could be doing all type of business, you feel me?
So I had you look up a couple things. Brief me on some of the things that rich people teach their kids.
The first thing that came up was success is not free.
It's not free.
And this is something that I ain't gonna say I've been struggling with, but this is something I've been pondering on for a minute. Like, there is a certain amount that you need to invest in yourself and into, your projects before you can really see, the reaping of your benefits. Mm-hmm. So it's hard to, think about that on a big level. If you're talking about things like, starting your own business, starting, a corporation, like we've been talking about, like stuff like that. But I understand right now, like, I'm really going to have to invest in myself and really not really wait for, like, a handout or wait for something to really fall in my lap anymore.
That's a very important, you got to be proactive out here when you're trying to get something done. Young people, if you want to make it in life, it's not going to just happen. A lot of times, like, we suffer, even as a people, from the microwave syndrome. You think everything gonna turn over in a couple days, and it takes years upon years to build wealth and an empire. You know what I'm saying? So one of the most important things that I've learned along this journey is set a goal and stick to it.
Yeah,
because a lot of times a lot of people start making mini goals. So many that you never accomplish one. Like, in order to get to somewhere, you have to reach a certain destination, and it's always good to give yourself a timeline. What are some of your goals right now, Zion? What's your first goal?
My biggest goal, the one that is on the top of my list, is to get my barber's license, so I can eventually start working in a barbershop, like, full time, basically.
How aggressive do you think you are in that area?
Not very aggressive at all. And that's only because, like I said, it was a point where I was just kind of sitting on my hands and waiting for it to, fall in my lap. But now I see that that's not what you're supposed to do in situations like that. So I'm going to really just step up my game, try to really make it by myself. Or make it not by myself, but you know what I mean. Just kind of put a better foot forward. You gotta, a lot of people who are in a helping position, they're often waiting for you to help yourself. And that's the key that everybody, every mentor, every investor,
every financial officer is looking for the corporation to take on its own life. And once the corporation takes on its life, then you can start funding the corporation. But you don't want to be the person just putting money into something and you don't see it making any moves without your initial funding. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing in the music business right now. A lot of people like, you gotta do the footwork now. You know what I mean? You got to build your following. You got to build your fan base. You got to start making some money in order for me to even consider getting money with you. You know what I'm saying? The days of people just, I'm just going to invest and build the artist. And that's even as a barber. You know what I'm saying? Those days are like over. You got to show me that you're going to be a barber with or without me. And that's what's going to make people gravitate to you, your energy, your effort, you know what I'm saying, your excitement. A lot of people be saying, this is what I want to do, and they have no passion behind it. Like, yo, I don't think you're going to do it. I don't think you're going to do it. Another thing wealthy people do is they maintain a to-do list.
I don't really do that.
You got to have a list of things that you want to get accomplished today, and you got to meet your marks every single day. And if you look at it in retrospect, say you put 365 things on your to-do list and you knock out one a day.
I am going to stop you right there and say that is ridiculous.
Why?
That is
Tell
ridiculous.
Me why.
Because 365 things to do.
Not in a day.
Of course not in a day, but even over the course of a whole year, that's still...
You don't have that much vision?
Maybe I would say...
Okay, let's start. Maybe that's a little too ambitious for your 18-year-old mind. Let's start with a 30-item to-do list.
30 is more reasonable. I feel like 30 is much more reasonable.
We can even start with 2 today. Let's do 2 a day.
You could do 2. I mean, I don't know about that either.
That's too many?
No, 2 a day for a 30 list? Cool. I understand that. 2 a day for a 365 list. Okay. It's just...
Here's another thing that I found that wealthy people do that is very interesting. They don't watch much TV.
If I watch, I don't think
I
watch
sitting down watching TV. Like, I don't care if it's YouTube, this, that, anything that sits and occupies your time where you're sitting idle and actually accomplishing nothing but taking in useless information meaning that you don't get up from the YouTube or the television and have a plan of action. Like, yo, I was watching this, and because of that, this is what I'm gonna do tomorrow. Like, they just don't watch a lot of TV, period. And if you spend if you spend 3-4 hours watching TV, you're wasting a lot of good time.
I can't really say I do that. You feel me? I do watch YouTube. I've never really been a fan of cable.
How many hours a day you think you?
Not 3 or 4.
Okay.
Not 3 or 4. Maybe a little less than that. Maybe 2, 1 at the at the least. Because I do want to be entertained at some point. I like to laugh. I watch stand up. Really, that's all I really watch on television. But other than that. Not much. Actually, I really wanted to do a, kind of construct maybe a 10-minute set because of my, watching stand-up so often. So
what are you waiting on?
What am I waiting on?
Yeah.
I don't have all my jokes there yet. You feel me? I'm still trying.
How many jokes have you actually written down and put into a sequence?
Into a sequence? Not like that. They're not all together yet.
How many have you written down?
Maybe 6 or 7.
Give us one
Solid
right now.
ones.
Give us one. It has to be on your phone because you don't write on paper.
You're right.
Yeah, let's see what you're working with.
Let's see.
While you're looking for that, I'll tell you another thing that rich people do is they expect to make it.
Yes, they do.
Rich people expect to make it. They don't operate with the idea that it's not going to work. Rich people expect to make it. And a lot of times when you start talking to people about their dreams, about their businesses, about their goals, you will start to see that there is a lot of doubt in what they're telling you. You ever been listening to somebody like, yo, it don't sound like you think you're going to do it.
Yeah, actually, and that's like I was the opposite of that when I was in school. Like when I was coming out of high school, I was one of those people. I just felt like I was gonna make it, and I don't know if that was a good thing or a bad thing. But I was like, I just know I'm not gonna be an average Joe. Like I'm not gonna just be Zion Wilson from Los Angeles, California. Like I wanted to be at some point like a local celebrity, and that's always been like my dream. Like I don't want to be super duper crazy famous, but I want to just be like, you know, somebody I can go into like a local diner or whatever, and they're like, oh no, that's Zion, you know, give him the good table.
That happens now. You turned your phone over as if to say you're not going to tell the joke.
No, I do have the joke. I actually spoke about this joke the previous week. It was the idea of the was that the previous week or the week before that when I was talking about Zion University.
I'm not sure. Is this the setup or what?
It was the setup. Zion University is like you bring in the girl, you know, you should let her know like, hey, you know, this is the stadium, you feel me? Like we got a varsity swim team, we got D1 basketball, D1 football, yada yada yada, and then you take them to the back and then you show them the price. Like this is what it's going to take.
I like that.
To be my shorty.
You take them to the financial aid office.
To the financial aid office, like I don't know. If you have your Social Security card on you, or if you want to go get it out.
Let's run that, huh?
Yeah.
Let's run your credit real fast.
We're going to run that credit. Yeah.
I like that. All jokes need a start and at some point a punchline. So you need a punchline in that joke.
The punchline is the
back.
Take it to back. Like, hey, financial aid. You need help? Because I got somebody who can help you, actually. Or somebody who actually wants to piece up on this relationship. So...
That might be funny.
That'll be funny. I can work that one.
I think you can, actually.
What you think?
Another thing wealthy people do. What's your networking like?
My networking? My networking is tremendous, actually. I take business cards on the regular. I have a wallet full of business cards that I probably never am going to use.
So is that networking if you have useless business cards in your wallet?
Just, you know, shaking hands, getting names, you know, what do you do? Yada, yada, yada. Let you spill yours, then I spill mine. We exchange information.
And then you have a wallet full of cards that you never use.
Every couple of weeks, I just kind of throw them all out. Like, all right, I'm not going to need...
Why not reach back out to everybody on the card? Hey, we met last week. I'm Zion. I just wanted to get more involved in what you got going. When you get a chance, shoot me a text. Maybe we can meet. Maybe we can put something together.
I don't know. Like, usually it's
the
like,
follow-up.
You know, the follow-up, I would do a follow-up if I can see, like, this person is going to be beneficial to me at some point. But I don't own any homes yet, so I don't really need you know, a real estate agent. Or, you know, those are usually the people I end up running into. Like, okay, I'm a real estate agent. You ever need my business, you know, go ahead, give me a call. And it's like, all right, you know, I appreciate it, but I'm 18. I don't really think I'm going to be buying a house anytime soon, you know, stuff like that. So, but other than that, I do reach out to some of the people that I network with.
What are some of the things that you've invested in over the years?
I've invested in?
Yeah. Is there anything that you think that you would like to invest in?
That I would like to invest in?
Yeah.
I know I want to get into stocks at some point.
Okay.
Some people have told me how important that is. If you do want to really become the next level of wealthy, that is like a stepping stone that you have to go through. Stocks is really big. I really want to invest in books too.
What do you mean by invest in books?
Like, I want to have a really marvelous book collection.
You want to educate yourself.
I want to educate myself very much. Yes.
That's one of the things that rich people do. They educate themselves. A lot of times, man, we suffer from, honestly, a lack of education. And it's not just institutionalized education, because that's where we have a lot of problems with as black people. We hate to be institutionalized, and we hate to be educated by the system because we feel like it's failing us. But there are so many outs to that. There's so many books, so many self-help books, so many real estate books, so many financial planning books. These are books that I'm starting to pick up now. You know what I mean? These are interests. And at this point in my life, I'm starting to realize that I was not educated on money, on what to do with my money, how to manage my money. As a barber over the years, I could honestly say I have blown through hundreds of thousands of dollars.
And I believe you.
Hundreds of thousands.
Since I've been here, I feel like I've blown through thousands of dollars just on,
It's ridiculous.
Meaningless.
And sometimes, like, for me recently, I've had to take a self-inventory, and I realized I've been a victim to a poor man's mentality. And a lot of times you could be financially in one place, but mentally be in a totally different place. So you act differently. You know what I mean? Like once you realize who you are and what you're capable of doing, you start to do things differently. I always came from a mentality of everything was like a burned out cell phone. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get it, we blow through it, it'll come back tomorrow.
A burnout cell phone.
A burnout cell phone. You know about a burnout cell phone?
I'm 18 years old. I've dealt with wireless cell phones all my life. You feel me?
A burnout cell phone is like a phone that you would get however it comes, and you're just going to call up and, like you may have this phone it may be on for 6 months. It might be on for a year. And you know what I mean? Like, give me $50 and you're taking your chance on how long this joint going to be on. It might be on for a month, 2 months, 3 months. I had burnouts last a year. This is over. That's an old school terminology.
That's how I was about to say it. Okay.
Old school cats know about the burnout cell phone.
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't know about burnout cell phones?
I know about contracts and plans. Like, all right, we got the T-Mobile plan. You feel me?
No, this is when you plan not to pay the bill for a year and you just hope it happens that way. Yeah. It's like burnout cable or something.
Don't know what burnout cable is. All right. We're really starting to see this generational gap between us. You feel me?
If you don't know about burnout cell phones, I can't even help you, man. Like, you're way behind, brother.
I don't even think that's way behind. I think that's just some old head talk right there.
Old head talk. Okay. Let's talk about you becoming a barber, because this journey is about building you up as a barber. What are some of your expectations from the barber game?
My expectations? Networking, of course. Like, I really I've been dabbling in photography lately. You feel me? I've been doing that, and I really want my barbering career to kind of open up paths for me to do stuff like that. You feel me? Because I know I don't want to be a barber for 35 years, 45 years. But I do know that, like, being in a barbershop, opportunities for, situations like that come through all the time.
Right.
So that's one of, like, the biggest ones, like, different opportunities for, like, and stuff like acting, modeling, stuff like that. Like, I know that's eventually going to fall through at some point. I just have to be there and ready to, receive it, basically.
I think everything that I learned how to do outside of cutting hair came across my chair in the barbershop. Yeah. Like, my first experience in doing live music was because, shout out to G-Mac, Greg Dalton, and the Polyester Players. They were in this transition and they were looking for a young rap artist, and bam, that came across my chair, and that started my live music career. Dwayne Barnes, actor friend of mine, got me into acting. You know what I'm saying? That came across my barber chair. Writing, comedy, Rodney Perry, in my barber chair. All spin-offs are like, yo, going out and this is the thing, like, a lot of people look at something and say, I could just do that. I didn't really feel like that. I felt like I was an apprentice under all these cats, man. I let them mentor me, and at some point, I feel like I learned the game, and then I stepped away and tried to do it on my own. And you know what I'm saying? As a barber, you get to learn so many things, like real estate. And the thing about being a barber is everybody wants to teach you what they know because you keeping them right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's no, I ain't showing you. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, this is all I do. Come here, just get this, that, and the third, and meet me here, and I'll do it. It's nothing. I do this every day. It's nothing. Pictures, modeling, everything came through the barber chair. So barbering is one of the best networking places in the world, I think.
Yeah. And that's what I mean. Like, that's how I got started modeling. You feel me? Like, you put me on to Brandon. Right. Kind of just, it just kind of fell in my lap, like one of those situations. And I was super young when it happened too. So it was really like an eye-opening experience. Like, not only can really crazy like opportunities I never thought I would ever be, a part of. Like, I never thought I was gonna be a model until somebody was like, "Nah, bro, you should be a model."
Right.
Never really thought I was gonna be a photographer until somebody was like, "Nah, bro, you got a good eye. You could be a photographer."
Right.
You know,
that's a fact.
Stuff like that.
You always had that knack, and I will tell you, I will never forget this story. Dwayne Barnes and I took you down to an agency because he was one of the first people to say, "No, there's something special about this guy." And the little white lady in the room waited till everybody left, and she told us, like, "Yo, him, this is what we need." Only thing that was wrong is you had a missing tooth. Yeah. It might have been 2 missing teeth in the front. Yeah. And that was a no sell.
That's a snagger tooth.
Get his teeth back, and we can do something with the curly head, light skinned boy. Like, Nickelodeon is looking for these guys.
I never thought I was actually light skinned. I feel like I was just a solid brown. Oliver light skinned. You feel me?
You're like a light skin. I mean, compared to most brown people, like you're on the lighter side. There's nothing wrong with that. But let me ask you this question: what is one of your biggest fears in getting into barbering? What scares you about the barber game?
Ruining someone's haircut. Like, I've seen, like, you ever been in you've worked in a barbershop for a really long time, and there's always at some point there's going to be a time where it's like I can't do anything else. Like, I messed up, bro. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I apologize. Like, I don't know what to do. Like,
I was always tired to stop.
Just stop?
Stop when you start to mess up and get some help.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, at some point, I feel like I'm going to be working by myself, or I'm going to be working, because that's my ultimate goal, is to, take this out of state. You feel me? So kind of expand my horizons. And a situation like that where it's like nobody can really help me. It's like
once you get to a professional level, that level of mistake, barbering, I learned, is a series of corrected mistakes. So even though you make a mistake on a haircut, if you follow the guidelines and you know the rules, you can always go back and correct the mistake. Like, what did you put here? Okay, this is the 1, this is the 2. How do we fade that out? Or how do we, you know what I mean? Like, it's never too late unless you don't know the formula. Once you got the formula, every mistake can be corrected.
I feel like, it's just a young barber's fear. Like, I push somebody's hair back real far.
I've done that. I've messed up so many haircuts.
You feel me? And it's like
all you can do is say, "My bad." My bad. Hey, that
face and go, "My bad, bro.
My bad." That hairline will never be straight on this visit. Let's just stop here.
I never want to go through that. You feel me? So that's one of my biggest fears. Just
the best part of that is they pay you anyway. They have to pay you. They have to pay you for your mistakes. There is no, you mess me up, I'm not paying. No,
you never waived a fee like, I messed up. Just go ahead, get out of here for it's bad.
I have not.
You always
I've always collected for the service rendered. You only do, it's a practice, and a lot of people will understand that. Barbering is a practice, and it doesn't always come out. Most people, I think, don't get the haircut that they actually want when they go to a barbershop, because you're dealing with people who don't have the kind of skill to execute some of your desire. Like, some people come in with a picture
that's crazy.
That's like, come on, bro. Like, how do you expect to get this image starting with your head of hair?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, nothing about your head of hair in your head says that that the end result will look like this, man.
I've seen that before, especially like that, like, just shadowing you basically, and like somebody just come with a picture like 3-layer fro top, like just some craze, like, hey.
Like, you're missing the whole back of your hair, right?
I can't even start that. Like, I don't even know how you want me to.
But I always tell them, man, I'm gonna get as close as I can, bro. That's kind of what you're going for. I can get there.
Kinda.
How would you feel? How do you deal with one of the, I think, biggest problems in barbering is women.
Women.
Yeah. I used to have so many problems with women. Like, you start flirting with all your clients, or your clients start to flirt with you. And then they make that the segue into being able to come kick it with you unannounced. Yeah. They just bring somebody to get their haircut. They just show up like, hey, I'm here with my little man. Where are you? It's bad. Like, I'm in the back with my lady. I brought you lunch. I brought you lunch. She wants to stand behind the chair. I'm like, yo, man, you gotta.
Actually, like when I first started to promote myself as a barber, a lot of my the first people who said like, "No, I'll let you like practice on me," basically were females, really? And that always ended up spinning into some type of romantic relationship at some point. You feel me? So I knew I was gonna bump my head there many times.
I knew not to mess with chicks in the shop based on my trainer. He was like a womanizer type cat, and every so often we would come to the barbershop. It's egged, toilet papered up. Somebody wrote on the window, Roger Dodger. Roger Dodger. And then a lot of times the ladies that he would be messing with would start letting me cut their kids' hair and wouldn't let Roger cut it anymore because of the relationship. So that's one thing that I learned very early. Do not mix business with pleasure. It does not mix. Do not shit where you eat. That was the rule.
I feel like I'm young enough to bump my head there a couple times before I really ingrain that in myself. You feel me? I feel like I got some fine, potential clients that I really want to, explore.
That's when you're going to start to realize I made more money off of her when I wasn't fucking with her than when I started fucking with her. Because now she wants her haircut for free. I've had that happen. Like, yo, where in it now do you deserve free haircuts? Because we're talking. Like, yo, this is what I do.
That. But yeah, I already know that's somewhere I'm going to stumble along the way. But I kind of just, I'm cool with that. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that at some point. I plan on making enough money to be like, you know what, I'll give you a free haircut.
How important is, you think, what we're doing as father-son, the barbershop? Like, what does that mean to you?
How important is it?
Yeah.
At first, like when, before any of this actually happened, before I came out here, I had like a week out here just to kind of test the waters, see how it was. Mm-hmm. And I was like hooked, basically. Like I was like, nah, like everybody kept on trying to tell me like, nah, bro, you need to go to college, you need to do this. I was like, nah, y'all don't even understand. Like I have a whole place set up for me already. All I really got to do is show up and do my part. Mm-hmm. And I started to understand how important that was once, like now I'm still clicked in with a lot of kids I went to school with. And they're kind of in shambles on like, okay, now I don't know what I'm supposed to do next. Like I'm here, I'm in college, I'm far, I'm out of state, something crazy. I got a big check that's already going to be, or a big bill that's already, tallying up for me once I get out. And I still don't know what I want to do. Like I still don't know what career I want to choose or, situations like that. So now it kind of like made me take a step back and understand, like, not only am I really set up for a perfect play, I'm actually a little ahead of most people my age. You feel me? Or most of the people that I used to, hang around with. So I would be like, what's the word I'm looking for? Not a role model, but in some sorts, like people look at me like, nah, bro, he doing it right. He didn't get caught up in this like we did.
Where do you think that, because I think a lot of times you can be set up so clean that it makes it easy to fail. Do you think so?
Yeah, it is actually. It's super duper easy to fail. If you set up for a play that's like they really all y'all basically told me is like, look, show up, learn how to cut, and there's gonna be people who want to be in your chair already, just off the strength that you're my son, and we're doing this as a group, as a unit. And the part that's easy to fail on is like, all right, all I had to do was show up. You feel me? Now what? Now that's the part that I was stuck on for a minute, but I'm starting to see that the now what is like, I need to start pushing towards myself. I need to start pushing towards some goals myself and not really just waiting for the assist. You feel me?
Because what I've learned in barbering is like you'll go to a shop and you'll see some people booming, some people idle, some people absent, some people not cutting at all. And it could be people all around. You know what I'm saying? You'll start to understand, like, this is how it is in real life. This is real life. The barbershop is the best example of real life that I've ever seen. It's one of the only occupations that you get exactly what you put into it out of it. You promote, you hustle, you this and that, your chair pop. You don't do any of those things, your chair won't pop. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you push it, it'll pay off. If you don't, it won't. And a lot of times, like, where I'm moving towards with you, I've just let you, like, become. Like, I'm going to see what you're going to do without anything. You know what I mean? And it's been eye-opening to me to see that, okay, he needs to learn how to be self-motivated, because that's the key to everything in life, man. You got to have some self-motivation. I'm getting up and I'm about to go do it no matter who helps me. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, and that's where I'm starting to see with you. Like, I want you to get up and say, I know I'm going to make it. This is what I'm going to do. Hey, Pa, what's up, man? I want to be in school right now. Like, I'm over here right now. They say, bring the bread. You know what I'm saying? I got 50 on me. Let's do this. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it's going to take for you to go to the next place. And I'm starting to learn how to coach you, because now I'm starting to see what kind of player you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're the kind of player that you got to be on all the time. Got to be on your head. Just something simple. Like last night, I'm like, yo, man, put the laundry in the yada, 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 yada. You didn't get up and do it immediately. You did not get up and do it immediately. I checked. Yeah. It took an hour, 2 hours before you even made the move. And that's what it took, that because I was checking. But what I'm saying is, that's the kind of stuff that's going to play out in real life. You got to be on it right now. You seize the moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to teach people. Like, when I was a football coach, there were certain things I learned that I'm not good at teaching niggas how to play football. Oh, $1. I wasn't good at that. You know what I mean? Like, even when I played, I just knew how to get open. I want to be open. I don't want nobody to tackle me. I don't want to be touched. So that was how I operated. Yeah. Same thing in barbering. When I first started, it was a desperation move. I did not have a choice. I didn't have any backup plan. Like, this is what I'm going to do, and this is what I'm good at. And as I got better and I started to learn from watching my trainer, he was a great barber, but a fucked up person. And that was one of the things that I said, you know what? I'm going to be a more likable barber. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, my opinion doesn't really matter that much when I'm talking to a client. Like, whatever you're going through is important to me. Just talk away. That's how I came up with the joke. Conversation costs money. Like, I started to hate talking to people. Like, man, you talking about shit I don't even care about. But it looks like it's making you feel a lot better to get this off your chest. So I got to listen. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I want to see you take advantage of the opportunity, because you'll see, if somebody had the chance that you had, they would be going a mile a second for it. You know what I mean? And that's a lot of times with giving people something, you can't appreciate it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Even an opportunity. Sometimes you can't just give a person an opportunity. You got to make them think they're earning the opportunity, even though it's already there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Need to put a fire under your ass.
As they would say,
yeah. Yeah. Get you a gut. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I completely agree, and that's what I'm starting to see in myself. Like you said, like I really need to be self motivated, because you coming out of school, you usually used to just people going like this. Go ahead, do this. When you're done, come back, talk to me. All right, you done with that? Go ahead, do this. Do this. When you're done, talk to me. Matter of fact, you ain't got no work to do right now. Just go ahead.
Put your head down on your desk.
Situations like that, yeah.
That's not real life. Now we on real life. And and talk to the young people out there about, how to build a brand, because you're building a brand. Talk to the people about how you're going to do it.
First and foremost, right now, I'm trying to build a very solid self-image. That's been at the forefront. So, the things that I promote on social media, the things that I put in front of people, or how I talk to people, stuff like that, I make sure it's one. I'm coming off as a complete intellectual. That's
right.
Like one of the biggest things that I've been trying to push lately.
You are intellectual.
I'm very intellectual. I try my best to stay on top of current events, stuff like that. So if the opportunity ever shows itself that I could flex my intellect in some way, I'm prepared. But that's most important right now. Always promote myself as a barber, so people just know. Even though if I'm not cutting right now, if I'm not cutting within the next week or so, whatever, they still know that I am a barber. I am going. This is the path that I'm going down. So it's very easily recognizable. That's why my Instagram is the youngest barber you know. You feel me?
You got a new Instagram?
No, that's my Instagram name, or not my Instagram name. That's the bio for my Instagram.
Okay, I got to dig into the sheets of what you have going, brother.
Dude, like Mell, and just making sure you have a solid platform to speak your mind like this. You feel me? So whenever I do have something that I really feel like I need to let people know, like I can get on this show and I can say it. You feel me?
No doubt.
Stuff like that.
And for the record, this show is sponsored by Black Hollywood Barbering Company, 8916 Southwestern. We are a family-owned and operated establishment. It is I heading the situation with my two incredible sons. And I have two awesome barbers working with us. Junebug, Barber of the Year, and To the Barber. I have commercials that I've cut in the last couple of days. I'm going to be dropping some commercials very soon, some tutorials, a lot of great things coming from the barbershop. And be on the lookout for the Black Hollywood reality show. It's going to be very, very interesting. We've already started shooting on it, and I think it's going to be dope because it highlights not only our skill, but some of the conflicts that barbers go through every day. A lot of times people don't understand the conflict is between the barbers. All the barbers have problems. So keep tuning in. And I want to shout out Mr. Uncut for not showing up.
Getting stuck in traffic.
And here's the thing. In everything you do, man, no matter, it is better to come late than to not come at all. So, Mell, we are highly disappointed in your decision not to make it to the second half of the show. That was something he said out loud. Come there for what? Because you're one of the 3.5 kings. That's why. We'll be back next week.